Hey guys, this is Crap Hunter, and welcome back to War Thunder! And if you haven't seen the channel update video, I'm back! Yes, the gods have smiled upon me, or my computer is starting to, show resistance and prove to me that she's not of old age. Feel free to check out the channel update thing as soon as pos. I'll be honest with you, these past couple of days have been up and down. Thankfully, it's been down then up. Either way, basically, my cable system for my hard drive, which is what I record on, wouldn't work. So I thought, that's it, my computer's starting to die. Well, for some reason, whilst I was still moving bits about in my room, because we are still technically moving in, I disconnected the computer, moved it about a bit, trying to jiggle, trying to sort some stuff out, try and set it up a little bit better. So I've done all that, reset it up, connected everything back in, and apparently everything works just beautifully now. Yeah, I don't quite understand it myself. I wish I was a bit more technically minded, so at least I could understand when shit goes wrong. But hell, I'll read a manual one day. But that doesn't matter. What does matter is the fact that now I can record, and as such, patch 1.43. Yes, the patch 1.43 that I have been waiting for a very goddamn long time to play finally is now into my tank stuff, and I can now play it, yay! And also, I can have a look at this rather pleasant-looking environment, slightly different to what I was used to. I think what they did was they picked up this tank, dragged it from there, pushed it in next to a big-ass hangar, and I will say, that is a big-ass hangar. Very nice indeed. We've got a Heinkel in the background. And this also is multicultural. We have an American hangar as well. British hangar. I love that British flag. Soviet Union. And, of course, the Japanese. But who wants to have a look at that? Oh, hello. Computer's like, hang on a second, I need to be shit. No, we're just lagging out for a few seconds. And boom, there we go. So, obviously, since patch 1.43 has been out for a very long time, I'm thinking it's like 2 days after I left originally. Instead of having a first impressions, I'm simply going to talk about the features that I like the most in a reviewing sense, not in a first impressions sense. So, without further ado, let's have a little bit of a chat about a few things. Right, okay, well, before I go on, if you guys are War Thunder veterans, or you're curious about War Thunder, but, you've heard bad reviews from either YouTube, people on forums, or your friends, and you're kind of thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth it now, even with patch 1.43? Well, I will put a little link into the description to show you, which will take you to the changelog for the patch. Now it's a bit of a long page, but there is just a general system, and there's also a video in that said link which will basically give you a general gist of the whole thing. I don't know whether it's worth it, but I thought, why not? And also, don't worry, I'm not going to go through all of the changes. I'm just going to go through the things I particularly like, or I like, but could do with improvement on other things like that. But still, going on to the rest of the video now. Yeah, so what was the first few things? What are the things I like about patch 1.43 above, other boring things? Well, first of all, the first thing I noticed, and I sort of thought, that'll be handy, is the preset system. I like the preset system. It's not too bad. It's very handy considering if I'm having tanks or not. So this is basically my aircraft, and this is my tanks. So, yeah, that's really handy. I can't really say anything else about it. It's just handy. It's, same for Russia, and hopefully one day America or Britain. Hint, hint, Gaijin. Hint, hint. Anyway, so that's pretty cool on that one. Another feature I was quite liked, and I actually felt that if you're a tanker as well, you could very much benefit from this kind of system, is what I'm going to call the Tank Inspector system. I mean, it's virtually Tank Inspector, or World of Tanks Viewer, depending on which one you use, or if you're not even a World of Tanks person, X-Ray Armor Vision. I'll just say Tank Inspector, because it's what I know. What this feature does, for those of you who don't know, is it allows you to see the exact thickness of the armor, followed with a nice little color graphic. So obviously red means very thick, yellow means averagely thick, and green means can go through quite easily. And that's a really nice feature. I quite like this feature because obviously if you're a tanker person and you're not really too confident, like you can see here all the different armor styles, I kind of think they should perhaps maybe, I mean, obviously it's kind of difficult to sort of do it on a yellow tank to show yellowish armor. Hopefully they'll possibly change that, or possibly what you can do is just do a few things. But what I would change is perhaps make the colors a little bit more, they stand out a bit, like change the saturation to make them actually stand out, because some of them work really well, but others it's a bit like, you know, you couldn't quite tell whether that is just the armor or whether that's the tank. Probably not a problem for Russia, but either way. But yeah, basically this will teach people how to maybe even how to effectively angle their armor, how to effectively bounce stuff from their from their tank. You know, loads of handy little features like that. Obviously we've got, oh hello, a little bit of a lag. My computer is remembering its shit. And also it gives a little bit of detail on like what kind of armor this is, which is kind of nice. I don't mind that. I will say my favorite part about this is the how you can individually mouse over them rather than just have rather than having tracks, hull, and sides and top and front. It's actually the individual sides, the individual bits and bobs, which I really like. I do like this feature. It's very pleasant. There's also an extra bonus as well, as you also have X-ray vision. Now, X-ray vision, once again, pretty much tells you where to shoot. So if you go into combat, obviously, you will find that certain vehicles have a very easy weakness. For example, the Tiger is quite a famous tank for simply go around the sides and shoot in the middle. So, obviously if you're in combat, you can't quite see what it is. Well, basically aim below the turret and Bob's your uncle, and no one's alive in there, which is pretty cool. I quite like. I mean, I will say I have used this knowledge already to be effective, which is pleasant. I will say the only issue I think we might have, unless they are allowing. Oh, they are allowing that now, so never mind. I kind of wondered whether. Because previously you couldn't preview a tank that was quite a distance down. So, for example, if you're on the Panzer 4G, Panzer 5G, and you wanted to see how effective, say, how effective armor the T-54 is, but you're still only like T-34, 57, you can now actually preview that, which is pretty cool. So, turn that off to show the armor like it is, and then all of a sudden, bam, you can see how effective his armor is, and then bam, you can see the X-ray of it. So a big ass. Oh, it's a transmission as well. Cool. But yeah, I like that feature a lot. Oh, there's a fuel tank right there. How silly. But still, so that's cool. I like that feature a lot, and hopefully it'll allow people to learn how to effectively fight enemy vehicles, be it Russian, German, American, or British. Hint, hint, once again. Okay, well, the last thing I'm going to talk about in this relatively quickish video will actually feature some action as well, as it is the replay system. I will see you in game. And we're back, and as you can see, you may have already seen my Tiger Streak video I put whilst I was on the channel update, but holy crap, this replay system is so much better! Yes, this is my absolute favourite bit of the entire patch 1.43. It's just, look at it. I'm just going to pause this before we do anything. Look at this feature. It's just amazing. We've got a selection of cameras which we can have all across the freaking line. So, for example, we can have operator view, which means something. Flyby view, which means I can do that. I can have my wing view. I can have my gun view. My random camera position. And I've also got free camera. Let's just pause that again. Obviously, we can go back to that as well. But not only that, we've also got the abilities to see who is on what team, so I can see whose name it is, whoever did something, and it's the same for the enemy team as well. I thought I'd get rid of them because, it's kind of pointless. But we also get the little chat messages as well. We get the battle objective as well. We've got the little mini map to show, and it highlights how freaking awesome is that. It's just, and then better still, it's not even there. We get a list of all the shit we've done for each and every one of the players. How awesome is that? I mean, oh my god, Gaijin. You could have, in all honesty, Gaijin could have released this as their patch and have, well, possibly could have done more. I wouldn't, if this was this is just the best feature. Like, this alone is worth me saying that this game is awesome now. And now what this means is that in this particular game, which was also my first game ever playing the War Thunder patch 1.43, I now can actually happily, you know, show you guys stuff that I did whilst not recording. So that means potentially we can have, I could have Surf going through, where I show a particularly good game I had, or, you know, talk about a certain plane whilst having stuff in the background. You know, certain things like that, which is quite cool. I mean, you know, it's brilliant. Much better than it was before. Hell, I would argue it's somewhat better than the World of Tanks with that one. But, you know, I don't know. It's a far call. Maybe not. I mean, unfortunately, it's not showing the damage system, but I'm pretty sure improvements and patches will be on the way. But considering that for a long time we have not had anything like this, I like it. I will say I like it. I mean, hell, we've got even the players' names, if I'm not mistaken. If I can find a way of clicking onto the thing. I'm still getting used to the replay system. I mean, you've got an ability to have free view wherever you look. So I can sort of show tanks, medium tanks. You can also see the score of our team. We've even got that, show markers in replay, but obviously people want to show markers in the replay system. Do we even show the players? Yes, we even show the freaking players. So there's loads of new features that I love about this, and I just think it's absolutely fantastic. So anyway, as much as we're talking about how much the replay system is, let's use this new replay system for the first time. So this is this obviously is an arcade ground strike map on the port. We are the defending team, and I am mucking about in my G6. No, G2. G2? Yes, maybe. I can't remember which variant. I think this is the G2 Tropical. Yes, it might be. I can't. I need to catch up on my things. So obviously, I think at this point I was being chased off by a couple of fighters. There was the enemy P-63, who I think had a go at me earlier, popped a bit of a shot in. I obviously am trying to go as low and as fast to the ground as possible, going just above the time points, attracting many allies to come and have a pop at him. He's getting ever closer. He takes some damage, and I slow down to allow me to turn around. So I'm basically, all my airspeed's gone now, and he's trying to pursue the kill. Trying to go in. I slam in my guns, take my time, set him on fire, and nearly got him. Bang, there's a kill. So 2 air kills. There you go. My tactic, which kind of worked. I don't know. I don't know. That was like a relatively decent tactic, though. In all honesty, as it was my first game, I kind of winged it. Enemy HE-111, trying to go for one of our ground objectives. The game isn't going too well for us at the moment, as you can see. I'm just popping as many shots as possible. We're all kind of starting to pick on him a bit. I try and get out of the melee a bit. Still wanting to get a couple of shots. Running low on ammo. Lagger here and there, popping shots. Also, I meant to say, the new machine gun sounds for the fighters are much better than they were in the previous patches. That's another little feature I like. It's not a biggie feature. Like, it's the little. I'll be honest with you. For me, I think this patch works really well for me because it's loads of little tiny things that just improve. Obviously, this is the biggest feature of all that I absolutely adore. But no, definitely. This little tiny weedy feature works out to be the best. So 2 kills, and it's looking awesome. So at this moment in time, I'm sort of assessing what kind of stuff I need to do. Also trying to gain some altitude, primarily focusing on the targets over there. Enemy Typhoon having a go. I'm sort of scanning the horizon to see what's going on. Enemy Yak looking like he's going to have a go at my mate, but then my mate shoots him down, and so I think, oh, enemy Yak 9, but then I spot the Typhoon, pop a shot at him, kill him, Spitfire, pop and do some damage, comes crushing down, and just pulling up, getting a bit high again, trying to have a go at the Yak, taking some fire, pulling up, trying to weave in and out, under fire from somewhere. Enemy IL-2 trying to have a shot at me. Now, I have no idea what actually happens here, but for some reason I kept losing altitude, and boom, all of a sudden my aircraft decided to bomb something, and I have no idea why that happened. It says wings cut loose. I don't exactly know how. I was pretty clear from the trees, so I guess I hit the wrong bit. So anyway, Focke-Wulf 190A1? I think so. Instant change. I will say also a little minor feature on the patch notes. They have changed the engines of a number of aircraft for many nations. So I noticed a little change in engine capabilities for some of my fighters. So it possibly means that I need to upgrade my engines, or it means they've nerfed some of the engines. I hope it's not the latter, because that would ruin my experience for the Focke-Wulf. But I did notice some severe engine loss for some of the things. So enemy Yak-9T popping shots, him having a go. We played the scissors game. I'm trying to do the same thing as I did before. I kind of did it a little too early, so I was losing too much air power. But that said, I was very lucky as my team were on the case and had shot him down as well. But unfortunately, I lost a lot of energy. But then all of a sudden, a hurricane comes in. I pop a shot, but he takes some damage and is then shot down by allies. So the Yak-9K comes in. I pop another shot, trying to do some damage. Not really doing anything. Really struggling to get some airspeed as well. Pop a shot, and unfortunately that was an assist. What about the enemy Yak? Try and see if I can have a pop at him. Some damage. Done a lot of damage to him, and there. Okay. So anyway, popping shots, doing as much damage. I think that's when I got a kill, not a friendly kill, unfortunately. So I only just noticed that as well. I mean, I obviously saw it in the stat of the game, but sorry. Oh, close call there with an enemy fighter. Enemy M82. Popping shots through. I'm starting to take a lot of fire from bad guys now. Enemy 185 having a go at me, and my aircraft plummets into the ground. Not enough airspeed to survive, which is really annoying, because I think if I'd survived a little bit longer, could have done something differently. Oh well. At this point, the game was looking very, very much bad. So I think at this point, I decided to don... Well, I'm not too sure. No, I didn't. I donned the ME-109. So much going on, I could difficult to remember. So now I've donned on the BF-109 F4 top. And at first I spotted this guy, the enemy 185 over the yonder, as he was in quite a high position, possibly bomber hunting, so I thought if we can get rid of him, then deal with some stuff. But then I kind of thought, well, there's other targets, and there's an LA-5 here, which is, you know, currently being a bit of a pain in the arse to our team, and also destroying ground targets. So perfectly we should have gone for him. We should go for him. So I did a dive, shot, flag, catching up. LA-5 wasted a fair amount of shots. Wait through. Allies are having a major go at him. I'm trying to crank the engine around. He's already set on fire, and I get teamwork anyway. So a lot of energy lost. And then of course, lots and lots of bad guys over 12 o'clock. So I'm sort of taking my time, trying to see if I can get anything. Steadily the game is sort of coming more to a 50-50, but still could go any way, but not looking good for our team either. So I take some time to get some altitude, try and identify which target I want to go for. P-51s have actually entered the fray as well. Then I spot an enemy I-16. Very maneuverable little bastard, I will not deny. Trying to slow down as much as possible to have a pop shot. Missed an opportunity to shoot, fired a bit. He is very much maneuverable, knows what he's doing. And once again, nearly miss a friendly ram. I'm trying to crank the playing around. He knows what he's doing. He knows that he's more maneuverable than I, but I just about get it. Pop a few shots, do a bit of damage, and he dies, but not to my hand. I just dodge an enemy fighter. I spot an LA-5, pop a few shots, then I spot to a Spitfire. And as I start to die, I'm desperate to get a kill. And unfortunately, my aircraft dies, and I die as well. Unfortunately, my pilot was killed. Oh dear. There's my third death, which wasn't pleasant, I will not deny. So at this point, the game is looking very much like a disaster. So I think, right, okay, not looking good at all. Let's don the Junkers. Now, at first, I thought I made a grave mistake because I only have the G2. Keep watching. So, Stuka G2, 37mm guns. All that was remaining on our opponent's side were a few medium tanks. Just diving in as carefully as I can, trying to close the distance. Pop a few shots. Hits the targets and destroyed it. Swing around, taking my time, landing, flaps making it very nice to turn. Taking my time once again, fire a beautiful shot which destroys the enemy medium tank. Now it is 50-50, but the enemy team is very close. All they need to do is kill a few more of our vehicles. And medium tank coming in. Can't quite see him, running a bit low on machine gun, or running low on cannon shots. Pop a couple of shots left, and I'm out. Start taking fire from enemy vehicles. Trying to have a go, thought I was dead. Focke-Wulf completely overshoots, and then allies engage him, trying to dodge him as well. And then I spot a Wellington, and I'm going to try and give this guy the impression that I am trying to line up a shot on him, whilst also trying to avoid getting shot down myself. Immensely tense, he pops a few shots, does some damage to me. He loses his wing. I try and dodge around. I didn't realise I was flying right into him until... Wah! Everything's going crazy. So by this point, my guns have just about rearmed. It's the final few moments of the game. How we're winning, I don't know. Or how we're surviving, I don't know. We're flying in to make a few kills. I'm desperately trying to get a shot in. Come on. Come on. God damn it, the freaking plane. And this son of a bitch. And we could lose any second now. All it would take is one of our guys going down. Come on. Finally, we get him. And that gives us enough time to win the game. Yeah, I don't know whether I got the last kill. I don't think I did, no. Unfortunately, my opponent took the last kill. But in that 14 minutes and 33-second game was my first game, and it was the most batshit crazy intense game I have ever seen. Wow. I admit that I've made some mistakes. I unfortunately, accidentally, I will mention, team killed someone. But that said, we did pretty damn good. For score, I was here. So that was pretty cool. As I said, I got, a fair amount of money for it. Unfortunately, there was a team kill. Unintentional, believe you me. Not intentional at all. But, unfortunately, I think it was one of those cases where I was popping a few shots in the general direction, and unfortunately, my ally got caught a bit. So, sorry. Bad idea. Not intentional, mind. But still, very good first game for a long time, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. If you like this kind of content, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, clicking on the like button, and of course subscribing to the channel. If you yourself are a War Thunder player, a World of Tanks player, or any of the people who watch my stuff in particular, and if you're a YouTuber as well, feel free to let me know if there's anything I could do to improve my gameplay, my commentary, anything that at all, any kind of hints and tips that you think would be useful to me, then feel free to put in the comment section down below as well. Thank you very much for watching this, guys. This is Crap Hunter signing out. Good to be back, and I'll catch you next time.